Welcome to day 5. Today we're going to talk about something that is far more important to people than they realize, which is the need for other people's approval. Epictetus was born a slave. He was literally owned by another human being for the first part of his life. And when he eventually gained his freedom and began teaching philosophy, the thing he came back to more than almost any other point was this: that the need for external validation is one of the most expensive habits a person can have. His argument was simple and uncomfortable. When your sense of yourself depends on what other people think of you, you've handed the most important thing you possess, which is your inner stability, to people who are largely indifferent to your well-being and entirely unpredictable in their judgments. You've made your peace of mind a function of other people's moods and attention spans. And the painful part is that you've done it voluntarily, because no one forced you to need their approval. Now, this doesn't mean you should stop caring what anyone thinks, because that would be something closer to sociopathy than philosophy. What it means is that there's a real difference between respecting someone's opinion and needing their approval. And most people have never drawn that line clearly. The first is something you choose deliberately. You listen to someone because you value their perspective and because hearing it makes you better. The second is something that controls you. You change your behavior, hold back your opinions, perform a version of yourself that you think will be accepted, all because the thought of someone disapproving feels unbearable. Think about how much of daily behavior is shaped by an imagined audience. People stay in jobs they hate because of what it would look like to leave. They avoid sharing work they care about because someone might criticize it. They hold back honest things in conversations because disagreement might cost them approval. They post something online and check back every 15 minutes to see how it's being received. In every one of those cases, the person is not making a decision based on what they actually value. They're making a decision based on what they think someone else might think. And most of the time, that someone else isn't even paying attention. Epictetus would point out that this is a form of slavery. Not the physical kind he experienced himself, but a mental kind that people walk into freely and rarely walk out of. The approval feels good when you get it, so you keep seeking it, and the seeking becomes the cage. Today's exercise is straightforward. Think of one situation where you changed your behavior because of what others might think. Something you said or didn't say. Something you did or avoided doing. You don't need to feel bad about it because everyone does this constantly, and noticing it is the whole point. And then ask yourself, what would I have done if no one was watching? That answer tells you something important about the gap between what you value and what you perform. And understanding that gap is the beginning of closing it. Tonight, before you sleep, read this sentence. If you let other people's approval guide your decisions, you start to lose your own direction. Then do your evening review, and I will see you again tomorrow.